Tranquility.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ascension to Tranquility Preseason Tournament Championship for the Discord tier. I am Ski Free Yeti, and I'm excited to bring you this matchup between Alt F4 and Prodigious. Joining me today, doing some analysis and color commentary for the first time this season, is a new caster. Actually, he did one casting last season of another preseason match, so continuing the trend is TheCore.
Hey, what's going on?
From the Fighting Potatoes. You want to introduce yourself, Core?
Yeah, like you said, I'm Core from the Fighting Potatoes. Looking to enjoy a good match here tonight, and I'm excited to try to call out what I see here. But these guys are a little higher level than me, but I'll do my best to pick up on what they're putting down.
It should be a lot of fun. We're taking a look right now at the bracket for the preseason tournament here. These teams have had a lot of work to do to get through. We saw the Prodigious take out both the Frantic Lava Cats and definitely a perceived upset against what a lot of people are saying is the categorical favorite for the regular season in the Discord tier is Meteors, and they got to the finals through that. And then we look at Alt F4, they took out Sugar Rush in the semis, and in the quarterfinals they took out Eclipse. So Core, when you're taking a look at Alt F4, this team's kind of made of the season one Dracaris, and then obviously Alt F4 was around last season. What sticks out to you about the team Alt F4?
I am excited to see some of these guys who I know some of these guys I've seen for a while, O stories, stuff like that. That just see how they all work together. I've watched a bunch of their games coming up to up from the whole tournament, and I've obviously seen a few of these guys since basically season one. So I'm excited to see how they perform against this Prodigious team, who apparently plays a pretty unconventional style, and we'll see how they match up with that. If Alt F4 can adapt and figure out what Prodigious will be throwing out there.
Now, one thing that sticks out with me with Prodigious, obviously, is that they are currently missing a player who really stood out in the match against Meteors, and that was Kaizen. Kaizen obviously was extremely impactful in that match. And again, we talked about Meteors being a lot of people's favorites going into season 3 here. So that's going to impact them significantly. But you talked about kind of that a-traditional style. So I mean, I would tend to think that that's only going to serve to help them here in adjusting to losing that level of carry that Kaizen was able to put on this team.
Yeah, if anything, I mean, maybe we'll see another wrinkle they haven't shown yet, just because now they're maybe they played around Kaizen a little bit in the other matches, and now they decide to go a different way. So it might be Alt F4 might have to adapt on the fly real quick before it we'll see how well they can come up with strats counter whatever Prodigious throws at them.
Well, and we look at we look at what the like a team like Clockwork Vendetta it does in EU contenders. Obviously, they basically created a comp all their own, and it clearly paid off for them in a big way.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's always fun to watch these creative comps to see what kind of madness they can come up with. I love that Clockwork comp. The Torb May is just suppressing those control point maps. It'll be interesting if we see something interesting coming out of Prodigious here. Like I said, it'll be fun to see kind of a chess battle between comps here between Alt F4 and Prodigious. If you see one going one way, see how quickly the other one can adapt.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see both these teams go at it here. Right now, just doing a couple of things here in the lobby. Now, Core, obviously, you're a member of the Fighting Potatoes, so you're in the Harmony tier. Did you get an opportunity to check out that Harmony finals? Careless Pandas took it 3-0 over Vitamin C in a fairly convincing match. What would you say? What did you take out of that?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Careless Pandas march up to the win there, and I got to just because I wanted to see what we would be up against this season, and I got to say they're looking pretty scary. Some of
Yeah.
their players, like especially Dim Ryan, has stood out a lot for me. He is quite a shot on Widowmaker.
Mhm. And we'll get to see him actually in the Widowmaker 1v1 tournament that's coming up on August 15th. If you're on a team and you haven't, your team isn't represented yet, I'd highly recommend you do that. I know the Fighting Potatoes are represented. I know my team Karma is represented. So if you haven't been represented yet, make sure you get a player in there so you can get some reps in and show off what your team's going to be bringing to the table this season.
Yeah, you know those Widowmakers always looking for the bragging rights against each other.
Yeah, if there's one hero in this game that appears to have the ego to tag along with the shot, it's definitely the Widowmaker, it seems. So both teams, it looks like, just getting ready. Prodigious just kind of sorting out some final things here. They do have a sub in today. They were not able to field the full roster. Kaizen and several others were at a convention this weekend. Unfortunately, they had several who could not make it in tonight, which is not what you like to see. Obviously, you would like to see the teams fully represented, but the good news is that both these teams will get an opportunity to take each other on in about 3 days in the week
Wow,
1 matchup.
little
So
preview.
it's just a preview for what's to come for these teams here. So let's see what they're going down, or what we got going down. We're going to start off on Nepal, and we're going to be heading first. It looks like to Sanctum. I'm sorry, not to Sanctum, to Shrine. So Core Shrine, obviously you can run a lot of different things at. Goats is a pretty frequent thing here. We've seen you can see double sniper, typical Rhine 222, or you could even run something like a something that would go along the lines of like a dive.
Yeah, I would be
what do you
surprised to see
typically?
some Rhine Zarya here. I think I always like running that comp on here. Just feel like it's really solid for holding that choke there.
Mhm.
But maybe they go something unconventional, like you said. Dive with a ball is always fun. Just spin to win around that middle of that point. Surprisingly effective. But
Indeed, absolutely. I would like to see maybe even some goats. One last ride, right? One last
no,
ride.
I would like to not see any more goats. Two
All
can't
right.
come fast enough.
So we're taking a look at what the two teams are doing right now. Looks like we have Sombra Goats, as you say it. Sombra Goats coming out from Alt F4. I can't say I would be necessarily surprised by that. That was kind of the bread and butter last season. Godspeed being the permanent Brig main that he is.
Looks like they're gonna ride with that Bastion they've got selected right now, or do you think they're gonna?
I
Switch off
highly,
that?
highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah, that's
they
what I
are
was gonna
they are
say.
memeing on here, and then we see an interesting comp coming out from the side of Prodigious. They're running a Rhine with a May and a Far. This is a very unique comp coming from them. Triple
Interesting,
support,
yeah.
single Rhine. Very interesting comp, guys. It'll be interesting to see how how it pans out. Top does get the hack, so she's grounded for just a moment here.
I think Alt F4 might need to make some switches to deal with that pharmacy, or could turn into a problem for them.
O-Stories gets taken very low, force a translocator out. He's not taken down. Damage continues to get poured in on Alt F4. We'll see if they can continue to try to stabilize. They do, and Chrono Angel is taken out by Jet. Jet continuing to run Rush Shot through the team. Ghost Pants and O-Stories pick up kills on the Rhine and the Zenyatta, and it's just picking up the pieces right now for Alt F4. First fight looks to be heading their way. They're still having trouble picking up Top, though. Top's getting a lot of ult charge here. Ooh, nice hack by O-Stories, taking Top out of the air. But Top did get 76% to that ult.
Yeah, that like I said, that Pharaoh might prove to be a problem for Alt F4 right now. We'll see how they deal with it if they want to make any changes. I just don't know who's going to be. We'll have to rely on the hacks from Sombra to really shut down that pharmacy, I think.
O-Stories did a really good job of keeping that far a hack there. They're going to have to continue to do that. We see the concussion blast coming in, disrupting that team a little bit. The airborne translocator and the hack end on the Mercy, but man, Brodu does punish O-Stories, who doesn't have a way to escape.
Farah is ready at her barrage, and there it is.
There it is. We see the shatter come in from Jet 2, does not connect with anything. An unfortunate, maybe an error there, maybe blowing that shatter unnecessarily after O Stories was taken out. That's the danger right there with running that translocator the way he was, using it as a form of, oh, big delay on those guys too. That's going to be massive, and now it's going to be, you got to figure, it's going to be really hard to take that point with that Mei on there.
We do have Nano, and we have Sombra ult coming up, so, I mean, we'll see what they can do with that. They'll probably save it for the Zarya ult, and see if they can get a nice little combo, you know, EMP.
Right now, Osoris is actually in a premium position here.
Ooh,
oh, he gets
stun!
Shatter! Impressive play! Impressive play by Godspeed there, taking him down. He does take out the opposing Brig, but the Brig is res by bottom. Right now, only O Stories down, which means they do not have that EMP for Alt F4.
Oh, great charge.
You got to figure Alt F4 is just going to be slowly taken down here. Without that EMP, they really don't have the utility or the damage to be able to stop this comp.
Alt F4 will be coming back with 4 ults this time. They're, you know, up on ults right now over Prodigious, so we'll see what they... 5 ults, excuse me. We'll see what they can combo here. Hopefully they don't dump them all, but I have a feeling they might be able to come back and storm this point at least once just with the ult.
Fortunately for Prodigious, they have, and a huge play from Top taking Godspeed out of the game. Top comes up again! Big plays there from Top, setting that one up, and Chrono Angel as well picks up 2, but it doesn't look like that EMP is going to get any value, and really, I mean, they have 3 more ults, but they didn't even have to burn Blizzard for Prodigious.
And they do switch to McCree on Alt F4 to try to help with that Pharah, who seems to be kind of running roughshod overhead without many counters, but we'll see if the McCree can do something for him.
Rally coming in from Godspeed. They're in last fight territory. We see the sound barrier coming in from Poet. We see the grab coming in, and it is immediately canceled out by Man Bro Dude. And they put up the wall as well. There's basically nothing could come from Alt F4. Godspeed taken out by Man Bro Dude. Alt F4 is just falling apart here. They're not able to get anything going with those ults. And Bandito just drops the ult, and that's probably going to be enough. You got to figure. And here it comes. Both Alt F4 did a good job of staying out of that. Jet does take out Chrono Angel and gets a big shatter. And it looks like
Alt F4 is looking like they might be able to take this one back.
They had great patience there, I would have to say. When that ult came out from Bandito, I thought they didn't stand a chance, but they peeled off the point and they waited patiently, and it paid off.
See if Alt F4 can push up here by a little time. Get some free ticks.
Now you'll notice Godspeed did make a switch over to that wrecking ball off of the Brigida. So they were
3 tanks now. Let's see what they can do with this. Just spin to win on the point. Easy peasy.
There you go. O-Story is also on that McCree, is close to an ult and could very easily just take the Farmercy out of the sky on a win. We'll see if he ends up going for that here.
Have to watch out for this Pharah ult again. It's been pretty effective so far. Big purple, huge purple on them right now.
High Noon comes out. Right now he's looking for somebody. O-Story is not able to connect with anyone. Great patience from Prodigious. And Jack is knocked out of position by the concussion blast. Again, Top coming up huge. But a big biotic grenade there from Jack. Oh, but it's not enough.
Takes down the McCree. That's going to let her go, you know, have her way with the team, it seems like.
But Alt F4 is stabilizing a little bit. They did get the sound barrier off. They do still have a chance. Bottom is taken out. Jugohai has the shatter, but he's down as well. It looks like right now Alt F4 is stabilizing on the point. Bandito does have it. Oh, Bandito's taken out by Jet. Jet picks up 2 with the switch over to the Doomfist. And a big play there from the tank.
Wow. Big plays by Alt F4 there to come back on that, make some switches, and that was kind of a strange comp they were dealing with, that's for sure. I'm sure it took them a little bit to figure out what they needed to beat it, but they looked like they made the right switches there.
They definitely did. They did the right thing, making the switch over to adjust, getting off that Sombra and getting onto that McCree, and O-Stories definitely helped mitigate that Pharah. But what kind of blew me away there was the effectiveness of Jet on that Reinhardt. He did a great job keeping that team stable, keeping them patient. You know, there were so many times where they could have blown it by getting just a little too impatient, especially with that Mei on the opposing team, but they did a good job.
Looks like we're going to see O-Stories on the Widowmaker here. And Top off the Pharah onto McCree. Let's see how this works out for him.
We're definitely seeing two teams looking for environmental kills here with the halt and hook. With this giant pit sitting here in the middle of the shrine, we see Alt F4 is first to the point, but not too far behind. And we see a big hook, and O-Stories and Ghost Pants already picked up some kills, and Prodigious is quickly going to have to reset.
Just mopping them up.
Godspeed already 86% to Blade, by the way. He did that all with several dash resets.
The power
several
dash
resets. Several dash resets. Splinter, take notes. That's an inside joke for the Karma Boys.
We'll see if Prodigious will be expecting this early of a Blade. That's pretty scary.
Exactly. They have the Blade already, and it's barely even getting started here. So Godspeed came up big on that Genji. Not just a Brig main, guys. He does more than Brig. You see the halt come out. Doesn't connect with anybody from Alt F4. Right now, Prodigious just looking for an opportunity to get in there. Godspeed gets the dash in. Comes in with the Blade. He's looking right for that. Oh!
What a shot.
Man, bro, dude says, no thank you. And puts an end to that real quick.
And O-Story's just doing work in the back there, still keeping him in this, despite that beautiful Hanzo shot.
Prodigious is at max, is at full strength here, but unfortunately they haven't been able to push forward yet as they were trying to get some reses off. And it does look like Poet is back already, and Godspeed picks up Jukohai yet again.
Down goes the Orisa, and that's probably going to be about... Oh, in comes the Nano. We'll see if Genji can do some work in there.
Dude, Genji is looking up to charge another Blade. He gets stunned out and hit by the Biotic Grenade. He's extremely low and taken out by top. Three down right now for Alt F4. We got to see Prodigious take advantage of this, and it looks like they do.
It's like it'll just be a reset for Alt F4. See if Prodigious will pull it out. It looks like they're going to stay on the point here and just hold up there.
I like the positioning here. I will say that Godspeed is already almost to yet another Blade. O-Stories does have that that visor here that's going to come in, or I'm sorry, the wall hacks here, so it's going to come in pretty handy. And Jukohai, that's a
down goes Godspeed.
Great work by the tank and support from Prodigious there. The Dragons come across the top right side of the point for Prodigious. Nothing connecting there. A little bit of a zoning play.
See what Widow can do against this shield. It's a little hard for the Widowmaker to work through this. Apparently not.
Yeah, as you say that, takes out top. Godspeed right now looking for several, but Godspeed isn't getting any of them. It's all just a big Ghost Pants show. Comes up with two with the whole hog, and a third with that headshot on Bandito.
So far, Alt F4 looking like they're not scared to take this point back at it. It's just back and forth the entire time here.
You got to wonder if maybe having this sub is really hurting Prodigious maybe more than they were initially saying. Obviously, lacking Kaizen has to be impacting this team. You know, the Pharah that Kaizen brought before was absolutely insane, along with several other heroes that they brought to the table. And O-Stories right now is kind of being able to free farm on them from range.
Beautiful boop.
High Noon out on the top. They're hiding. Oh, but Daft got a little greedy there and poked out to the McCree. Godspeed right now tries to dash in, taken out by top. Ooh, but O-Stories gets top and Poet. That's a huge boop. It looks like, is Alt F4 going to stabilize here? It looks like they are.
I think they're going to be taking this point unless we see a miracle here.
You see Bandito coming on the Wrecking Ball trying to salvage this for Prodigious. Unfortunately, he's taken off the map by Poet. The last-ditch effort comes in from Jukohai. He's immediately taken down by O-Stories, who gets the Nano at the very end. Nano Widowmaker.
That was, I didn't feel like O-Stories was being contested too much on that Widowmaker. He was just free firing in the corner most of that map.
As they say, O-Stories.
And I got to give a shout out to Poet there for the, I believe, 3 boops at the end there.
Alt F4 definitely really looking good here, showing a lot of patience and a lot of just very, very... You can tell they're communicating really well. And it's paying off for them in a big way.
Yeah, it's definitely probably helps a little bit having, you know, Alt F4 having a complete normal team and, you know, like you said, Prodigious missing a couple of their key players.
You have to wonder if that's impacting them pretty severely here. We'll be coming back here. It's going to be Prodigious's map pick. And it's going to be on a 2CP or an assault map. So we're gonna wait and see what they come back with here. What do you think Prodigious has to do? What could possibly be breaking up this this Alt F4 barrage we're seeing right now? What can Prodigious do to really kind of get in their head, maybe stop some of this this really efficient and smooth team play we're seeing from Alt F4?
I'd like to see some dive out of them. It seems like some of these Godspeed and O stories are kind of running unchecked. Like like I said, O stories is sitting in the back, uncontested on that Widowmaker, and would have been nice to see a little bit of dive to stop the constant damage he was pouring in there. But it also will depend on what map we see next to see if that's going to be, if we're going to let O stories sit on that Widowmaker again and just rain down headshots.
Right now, both teams are getting set up. We're seeing a sub come in from Alta 4. They're bringing out Daft, and they're bringing in Unavailable. These are both two new members to the community this season, so we're going to get to know them a little bit better here tonight. Obviously, we all know O Stories and Godspeed. Alta 4, definitely a complete facelift from last season. They're missing several of their players. Look at Silent Monkey, obviously the person or the player who was voted the best main tank in the community last season. A big part of all the four's success in the playoffs is now the main tank for is now the main tank for excuse me, is now the main tank for Instalock. I couldn't think of the name. Goodness. And that
I gotta say, Jet's been doing a pretty good job so far from what I've seen. I've liked his tank play, and it's, who knows, maybe he's gonna step right in and take over for him.
And obviously now they're missing Thuggington, who stepped away from the community for to focus on the admin work and also do some projects IRL. And then Mojo is off doing stuff with both Ascension and also working with working as a coach for Alta 4. And clearly he's done well with them.
Apparently.
Yeah, I would tend to say
so far out of him.
Yeah, Alta 4 is looking pretty strong. It's a very different roster than last season. Maybe they'll be a little less reliant on a Map 5 miracle than they were last year. You gotta figure it's probably better for their heads. I can't imagine it's a. I can't imagine that was a good idea. I can't imagine that was good on the heart last season.
You hate to see it.
So both teams now settling in on Volskaya. Volskaya here, fun map. What do you like to run on this kind of map?
I like to play a lot of dive on this. I feel like dive is pretty successful. Maybe we'll see a pharmacy. Pharmacy usually seems, as long as you can kind of be free to work on the pharmacy, I feel like that works a fair amount of times for us. We'll see what they choose to play. And it looks like O Stories is back on that Widowmaker again. So we'll see if they can come up with a better plan to contest him this time.
I definitely think that's a good choice for him to go on that Widowmaker. Looking over at Prodigious, though, I'm saying Alta 4 appears to be running they're kind of running like a dive. Or no, they switched to a Sombra Goats. Yeah. Dive tank, Sombra Goats.
As I said it.
Yeah, I mean, you had to say something, I guess. So, Prodigious, on the other hand, here looks to be coming out with a 222 Ryan Zarya comp with a Hanzo and a Sombra, and I like the Sombra here. Sombra feels like a really good pick on Volskaya in general. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's not many comps nowadays Sombra doesn't fit it on, and we'll see who can be this sneakier Sombra here.
The cross map biotic grenade from bottom did catch Godspeed standing low on the point, which is just kind of funny in a way. Both teams right now jockeying for position. Man Bro Dude gets really extended out far and almost taken down by Jet. We see the hack come out onto Poet, and Top is getting a lot of ult charge here, about 47% before they needed to translocate out. That's significant. That's a 20% lead over O Stories right now in that ult charge.
I think we'll just see him sit up here on the high ground and try to charge up some ults. So I'll rain up. They go in with the dive. Monkey dives in.
Really aggressive play by Jet. Didn't pay off, and Top does take out O Stories. Top is definitely going to be getting that EMP before O Stories at this rate. There's no question about that. And Poet does take out bottom, though. That could very easily stop this push here from Prodigious. And they're getting really aggressive on Jukohai and Manbro Dude up in the behind the point, and they do take both of them down.
Looks like it'll just be a reset for Prodigious here.
But it looks like Prodigious is, I have to think Prodigious, even though 2 ults for each team, would you agree that they're in a more favorable spot here?
Yeah, they've got that EMP coming into this along with the Hanzo ult, and you know, O Stories is still only at 60% to his EMP, so we'll see if they can pop this EMP before Ult F4 can respond.
I look forward to seeing what Ult F4 can do with this. They got to get, you know, they do have Jet with that Primal Rage, and he is forced out there, and he's not. O Stories is hacked and taking a lot of damage.
Down.
Ooh, that's brutal right now for Ult F4. You have to see you're gonna see the EMP coming in here right there from top. Jet did take out Jukohai, so they do lose a lot of damage there from the Reinhardt going down. The follow-up from the EMP is just not there, and Jet is popping off right now, taking out Man Bro Dude as well. We do see the boop off the map on the unavailable, but Jet continuing to pop off right now on that Winston. He dives in again, going after top.
Jet just told him, "This is my point. Get off my point."
Yeah, Jet's taken to the skies right now. If you'd be willing to make that pun with me, he's certainly running on all turbines right now. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. No, Jet's looking really good on that Winston. Taking out Jukohai early on there, right before that EMP went off, just absolutely kills Prodigious' momentum. But one thing I'm seeing here, when you look at it, Core, 5 ults for Prodigious.
We'll see if the EMP can hit before they get all these ults off, though. In comes the grab.
And the Dragon to finish it off. That's going to be enough here. Looks like 2 already down for Ult F4. You got to figure that's going to be enough. O Stories is trying to bring this thing back, though. Takes out bottom. Poet is taken out by Jukohai. 2 down right now for Prodigious, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And the ult from Ghost Pants. Not
interesting
sure.
ult there.
Oh, and he's taken down right away. You got to wonder if maybe they're going to switch to a Rein Zarya for point 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That might be a little easier to move in on the point with the Rein Zarya. They're trying to do as much as they can here just to buy those couple extra seconds. I don't know if it was worth it, but
that's a lot of ult charge they're feeding. That's about 1,000 damage worth of ult charge they just fed to Prodigious. You got to wonder if that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Top's got that EMP now.
With the reduced spawn timers, though, between points, it does make it a little more viable to do, but we'll see if it works out for him.
Big EMP catches 5, but the sound barrier is going to come in from Poet anyways, mitigating a lot of that follow-up damage. Dragons does cross the point, and the EMP from O Stories takes out 5 on its own from Prodigious as well. Man, Brodu taken out by the Primaling Jet, who again is going crazy on that Murder Monkey, knocking the Ana off the point. Oh, but he takes himself off the point and bottom with a huge play on a Jet.
You got a little too aggressive there, and you paid for it. But Ult F4 is able to stabilize here, and we'll see what Prodigious has for his next push.
Jet getting a little too murdery on that monkey that time, and it just bit him in the butt a little bit there. O Stories trying to charge up another EMP. I think Top and O Stories right now are even on the EMPs, and it looks like O Stories is pulling slightly ahead right now in the charge.
We do have a grab 75% on Bandito there. We'll see if they might wait to do a big push till they can get that grab up for them. Maybe combo with the Hanzo ult coming up too.
Poet is taken down here. It's a big opportunity for Prodigious to get in there, but O Stories takes out Top. That's going to mitigate the hack and mitigate some damage. Jukohai is nanoed, but he is purple as well. Juko gets 2. Jet does take out Man Bro Dude, so that's a big pick off there. Again, more damage going away from Prodigious. Prodigious eats an ult there. Chrono Angel is taken down by Ghost Pants. And a really big bomb there. But a big shatter from Jukohai takes out 4 from Ult F4. He is taken down as he shatters, so it might all be for naught right now because it looks like Ult F4 is stabilizing on the point. Bandito doesn't have anybody there to heal him, and he was the only presence on the point.
They do have an EMP and a grab coming up with a Hanzo ult for this next push, so it could be big here if they combo their ults right.
I was wondering if it was maybe an overcommitment blowing that shatter there, but it looks like Juko had a plan to switch to the Wrecking Ball anyways. So it looks like they're running with kind of a Wrecking Ball Zarya, which is certainly a-traditional. But again, they've talked before how they don't seem to mind the a-traditional here. And O Stories is punished for his aggression again. And big EMP. Oh, Top is taken down right away. They get the grab off, and they're right now running the Dragons through Poet. unfortunately, nothing else coming. Actually, they do demech Ghost Pants. It looks like Man Bro Dude right now is kind of popping off on that Hanzo. Sound Barrier comes in for Prodigious, but is immediately mitigated by the EMP of O-Stories. O-Stories is low, and right now they pop the Nano onto Bandito. Big fight here for Prodigious. They're trying to close this thing out here. They're looking at this maybe as their last fight.
We have the dueling balls on the point. It looks like Ult-F4 is going to be able to stabilize this fight. And I don't know if Prodigious will have another push in them. That might be it.
They're going to have to try to get there with the Wrecking Ball. They should be able to at least get in for a touch. But you got to wonder, oh, Chrono Angel is taken low there by the attacking D.Va. Trying to push around. He gets hacked out by gets hacked out by O-Stories. We do see the ball come in, does get the mines onto the point, but O-Stories does take him out. Again, we see Jet is taken down there by the mines. Looks like kind of a sacrificial lamb. Bomb comes in from Ghost Pants, takes out bottom, and it looks like Prodigious is just being forced closed by Ult-F4 right now.
Ult-F4 again, they look like, they gotta find themselves at the start of the match, but once they do, they looked better and better as that map went on.
It seems like Prodigious is missing some opportunities to call fights off when they're starting to become lost. It looks like they're just kind of overcommitting at times to lost fights. But I have to also give it to Ult-F4, particularly the play of their tank line. Jet is looking absolutely incredible right now, doing a really good job of just honestly keeping the point under control, and he's not really seeming to get pushed around at all by Jukoi. It's really good play by Jet currently.
Yeah, I like what I see out of him. He's definitely asserting himself against this Prodigious team, and I would say he's the MVP for Ult-F4 in my opinion right now.
Oh,
he is
absolutely.
Looking awesome.
Absolutely. The Somber battle really wasn't much of a battle there. I mean, it was a battle, but it really wasn't a clear, defined winner. Both Sombras took each other out. Both Sombras made mistakes. Both Sombras also had really big EMPs too. It was kind of a wash between the two, but I think the tank line, the tank play of Jet is absolutely standing out right now for Ult-F4. Jukoi is going to have to look to pick it up, and we did ask to see them on a dive, and we're not. I'm not sure what to call
tank line up there.
Again, Prodigious doing what they've said is they like to play heroes they're comfortable on and focus on the comfort picks that they play well, instead of the so-called meta comps.
I guess the theory is the rest of the team sits behind the bunker and Monkey dives low targets or something. We'll see how it works out for him.
We do see Top pick up a couple of hits on that one with that dynamite going in. Picks up a free 10% ult charge. No complaints there. Can't be. Right now, Prodigious just setting up. They got a nice little crossfire here coming at multiple angles. They're looking for O-Stories on that Somber right now. But O-Stories is already behind them.
Let's see how this dive works for Ult-F4 with Prodigious being spread around so much. We'll see if it's... off goes Hanzo, unfortunately. Yeah,
Man Bro Dude bites the bullet for his team, and that can't be a good sign here for Prodigious. They're in rough shape immediately, and Chrono Angel is taken down as well. Prodigious looks to be already losing this initial fight, and Ult-F4 is just getting a bunch of ult charge off them right now. Looks like a reset going to come in here from Prodigious. Bandito does choose to go in and try to get some kills at the end, but Godspeed takes him down as well. Ult-F4 dominating dive there. They isolated a target and they took them out.
Yeah, that Brigitte looks like it might be giving Prodigious a little bit of a problem there. He's just beating them all with that mace.
Mm-hmm. You got to wonder if Prodigious isn't going to make a change. They did not make any changes to their comp. They're still rolling with this. And right now,
I'd like to see a Pharah to help against this. I think that might be a decent switch for Prodigious.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely agree with you on that. I would like to see them go that. They almost have a Bob here, which is going to be a big impactful play for them without question. And speaking of that, Bob's coming in to try to do something.
Ooh, immediately hacked. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. They were ready for that Bob, and they took him out of the fight right away. But unfortunately for Ult-F4, the rest of them have been taken out of the fight as well.
Looks like just a quick reset. We'll see Ult-F4 sitting on 3 ults here. Well, 4 with Jets coming up pretty quick here.
And we still have not seen any changes from the Prodigious side as well. Top right now getting a lot of good poking in. Takes up
pick.
That's a big pick on the unavailable there. They're going to have to stop and wait for him to come back. Everybody taking shelter around that dump. See where it goes from here.
Free 20 seconds reset there with that pick.
That's
Gotta play a little more safe.
He's continuing to get that Mercy pocket. We know the power that can come along with an Ashe with a good Mercy pocket. That can be a very dangerous combo. Unavailable, again, taken extremely low.
And TheCore coming into this with 5 ults now. We'll see what they can do.
And the EMP bomb comes in. They get it with 2. Very well executed play. We saw this also against and Sugar Rush. Beautiful play from them. 3 down for Prodigious. They did get the res off. The Transcendence comes in there. And right now Bob is coming in to try to stall this one out. But he's immediately taken... O-Stories is on that right away. Then Brodude shoots the Dragons across the point. Top does get Jet with that bomb. And it looks like actually Prodigious is going to stabilize here.
Are we going to see the classic full hold for each team?
We might see a draw here. Oh, Ghost Pants getting brutally staggered out here. Brutally staggered out.
You hate to see it.
That's a rough stagger on No Ghost Pants, and he's taken down.
That's going to hurt.
That's got to hurt that team. That's, what, 15-second stagger about?
Yeah, that hurts. That's a big time loss there.
Mm-hmm. Right now, Top is looking really strong right now, but honestly, man, Brodude is what stood out for me in that fight. I believe he took out 4 on that one, and it was a really big play. O-Story's continuing to try to grind up another EMP, looking for maybe another EMP bomb. Ghost Pants is about 20% away from their own bomb.
Yeah, TheCore committed a lot of ults to that last fight and didn't quite get anything out of it. It was close, but...
There's a brutal crossfire coming out right now from Prodigious. They still have Top on that very far forward high ground, and he's putting a ton of damage into the DPS for TheCore. But Godspeed is just marching through them right now, and it does look like they do take him out eventually. But it looks like TheCore is going to have to reset.
I think they're having trouble with with Prodigious taking all this high ground on them as they come in. They're just getting shot from all sides. I don't know if this Rhine is going to work for them. Can only shield in so many directions.
Honestly, I feel like a Monkey could do a lot for them right now into getting some of that high ground control away from the Ashe, because the Ashe is just free farming onto them right now, and it's hurting them very badly. They have such good high ground control, and I have to imagine that's the main reason why they're losing this right now. TheCore trying to take that high ground. Looks like they were listening to me. And they're trying to take the high ground away. The bomb comes in. We should see an EMP to follow, and it happens again. Both supports for Prodigious down. Ghost Pants comes up big. We see the charge come in, hits Bob. Bob is hacked up against the wall. He's taken again out of the fight. O-Stories picks off what's left of Bob. Jikohai did ult and is taken down by Jet. It looks like TheCore
hammer.
That's a huge hammer from Jet. And there it is. TheCore takes map 2, and that's 2-0 TheCore currently heading into map 3.
Apparently they didn't need the dive. They just said, we'll just walk it in.
That was a great play there. Or honestly, a really good stagger out from Prodigious trying to delay that as long as they did. They took it darn near the end before TheCore was able to close that thing out. Especially given the amount of time they had. You see Man Brodude with a real... Ooh, that was a nice flick out of that Lucio.
I would say, despite TheCore being up 2-0, all of these maps have been very competitive, and definitely liking what I'm seeing out of Prodigious. They definitely living up to the whole playing off meta picks and kind of wacky comps, so that's fun to see.
No, I would not be surprised to see Prodigious pull off any sort of reverse sweep here or anything like that. It certainly would not be an unlikely possibility. What if there's any specific thing that Prodigious isn't doing right now that you would like to see them do a little bit better? Is there anything that stands out to you?
I feel like, I don't know if it's just with them not having the regular team, but I think their target focus could be a little bit better. I feel like some of these people on TheCore are able to get away with a lot more than they should, be in a little bit of, riskier positions and not be punished for it as much. I think that the target focus could be a little bit better on Prodigious. But like I said, it might just be a fact of, they're missing some of their main players.
All right, we're about to head to halftime here, folks. Prodigious is 1 map loss away from giving the title for this preseason tournament to TheCore. As a reminder, winning the preseason tournament could be a foreshadow for the main regular season. Otaku took down the preseason tournament last year in season 2. And who happened to reign supreme at the end of season 2, Core?
Oh, Otaku?
I believe it was Otaku. So it's just maybe a sign of things to come for Alta 4. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes here, folks. Stay tuned. We'll see if the reverse sweep can come back and Prodigious can pull this one out. Be back shortly. And welcome back, everybody. Halftime is complete. We're looking again at a 2-0 lead right now for Alta 4 over Prodigious. Alta 4 looking real strong right now. But we are coming up to another one of Prodigious's map picked here, and that is Kings Row. But before we get into that too much here, guys, we are going to talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. Obviously, week 1 is starting up on Tuesday with a feature match between Vitamin C, who was defeated in the preseason tournament finals with Careless Pandas earlier today. And we also, in the Harmonies here, and the team that is the Harmony tier affiliate of the longstanding Team Meteors, and that is Comets, which should be an exciting match to watch. So make sure you're tuning in on Tuesday as well as tomorrow, which is the season 1 or the week 1 preview podcast, and it's going to be featuring myself, NPC, Nick Saul, and Specs. We'll be bringing you some predictions for week 1, as well as some bold predictions for how we think season 3 will play out. You'll be hearing a little bit about this team. You'll be hearing a little bit about our teams, and you'll be hearing a little bit about another team here, the Fighting Potatoes. So,
yeah, I can't wait for this season to finally start. Seems like it's been way too long.
All right, so teams are settling in here. So again, we are on Kings Row, and looks like both teams are ready now, and we are getting ready to go. So Kings Row, obviously, it has earned the affection of Goats, or called Goats Row here, or earned the affectionate name of Goats Row. And I would want to say here, obviously, Goats is going away on August 13th for the Tranquility community. But do you expect to see some Goats from either of these teams right now?
You know what? Prodigious doesn't strike me as the team that's going to run goats here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they run a comp that's expecting goats out of Alt F4. So I'm expecting Alt F4, possibly goats, and Prodigious, I would guess, no goats.
And production production just passed me a note here. I misspoke earlier. Careless Pandas took down the Harmony tier championship. I think I might have misspoke and said Vitamin C did, but Careless Pandas did take down the Harmony. The Fighting Pandas is what I said. Oh, I am just that's the hybrid team for season 4 between the Fighting Potatoes and the Careless Pandas.
You weren't supposed to leak that yet.
Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, so you're not expecting to see much goats here from Prodigious, you were saying?
Frozen goats coming out for Alt F4. We'll see if they stick with the May or not. But I would like to see some frozen goats.
I would honestly be a little surprised if we saw the frozen goats. I'm not going to lie. But then again, I've seen crazier things. You know, O Stories is just such a reliable Sombra.
And we're seeing 4 tanks out of Prodigious here. And 4 tanks with the Moira Lucio. That's an interesting comp.
And that Moira is a heal bot, that's for sure. But
Moira will be cranking out ults with 4 tanks to heal up. That's for sure. We're gonna see a lot of Moira ults.
Oh, and the wall comes in here from O Stories. Juko is go and is being absolutely torn apart, but it looks like he's getting powered through. Oh, just barely taken down. But Jet is taken down as well here, so it looks like even up, and the spawn advantage is definitely going to go. Oh, Chrono Angel's dipping dangerously low, though. They do get the hook out, but they don't manage to take anything down, and here comes Juko back from spawn. Top gets in there really deep. Doesn't manage to take anything out.
This May is buying him a lot of time with these walls, that's for sure. Let Jet get back into this thing before.
Jet gets back in. He eats a charge from Juko, but Jet did get bubbled by Ghost Pants as soon as that happened, and Juko gets taken down yet again. That is not helping his cause right now. He's taking a lot of damage, and it's hurting his team pretty badly here to see him not be getting really any significant damage in these team fights.
It looks like Alt F4 is winning the ult economy game. They already got 2 ults and a grab coming up. 4 ults now for Alt F4.
It's going to be 5, 2, potentially 6 by the time the next team fight rolls around. Ult F4 looking really strong. That said, they do have 3 ults for Prodigious, and they're about to likely get another Coalescence too. We already saw a Coalescence come out last fight. It's probably going to come out again here in just a few moments.
Yeah, Moira's going to be a bit of an ult bot with this comp. She is going to be non-stop Coalescence.
So she's already
Shatter!
Jet takes out 4. The bomb comes in though. It could be big, and it's not because of the sound barrier. The grab comes out from Ghost Pants, catches 2. They're not able to capitalize on it. Bandito brought very low, but the Coalescence is keeping everyone up. Along with the sound barrier, Juco returns the favor on the Jets. Big shatter, but Juco gets horribly out of position and is punished.
And that Mei just zones him off the point with her ult there. Great play there by Mei. I really am liking this Mei for ult F4.
Stories is doing a great job here, and we're seeing basically 2 different essences of 2 different Rein plays. We're seeing a very ultra aggressive Reinhardt from Juco, and in a lot of situations it can be extremely beneficial, but right now it's hurting his team. And we see Jet very patient, very calculated in every play, and it's paying off for his team right now.
Caught out again by that Mei.
Oh, and a big grab from Ghost Pants, who charged up another grab incredibly quickly, and his team is just getting to feast on the remains of Prodigious.
They've managed to throw in a big Ana grenade into that grab too. It just wiped the Prodigious there.
Ult F4 looks incredibly strong right now. They have 3 ults here going into the next team fight. We do see that Prodigious is getting close right now to 4 ults themselves here. Let's see if they choose to play patient and try to draw out these ults a little bit. If you look closely, you see Ana sitting inside the cafe looking for a big grenade. She gets to sleep on Juco, and a shatter comes in from Jet, and a huge combo play from that team with the nano on a Jet. Shatter does come out from Juco, catches several from Ult F4 as well, but the follow-up just isn't there.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a switch earlier for Prodigious here, but I think it might be too little too late. I don't know if they're going to... I don't think switching at this point is going to do anything for them. They might have one last push, and we'll see what they can do.
I think getting away from the Pharah here has hurt them. They're getting really aggressive on the O stories right now. Who has a Blizzard? That Blizzard could be the game-winning fight, right? Or the ult to win it right here. The bomb comes out with and it takes out Ghost Pants, and Godspeed is taken down as well. Here comes the Blizzard, and it's eaten by Top.
Great diva play there.
Top did
that might be it.
Top did exactly what his team needed him to do. Jet does go for the shatter, but can't connect with anything with it. Maybe a little bit too aggressive there. Could have been saved for the recontest. That said, Prodigious is going to manage to take this point in overtime, take it to the streets.
I think Top saved that push there, eating that Blizzard. That was great.
That was the necessary play in order to secure that fight, and it did happen. Some changes now coming in from Prodigious and Ult F4. We're seeing both teams now in Somber Goats.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think I would like to see the Pharah again out of Prodigious, but we'll see if the switch to Sombra helps them.
I definitely like the change in general. I think Top has been playing very, very good Sombra today. Right now, it looks like Jet is taken down, so free shatter from Juco. That's where that aggression can come in very handy. She tears apart the rest of Ult F4 quite quickly. He is taken down himself, but the damage is done.
This cart's just rolling. They haven't been stopped yet. We'll see if Ult F4 can hold them here before they round this corner.
And looks like they send the Lucio back to go pick up the Reinhardt. Reinhardt making his way back here for the final fight at this choke. Earl Stories is trying to charge up that ult. He's getting a little bit of damage onto the cart. He's hacked out there by Top. Isn't able to get a ton. He's actually being chased out right now. He does manage to translocate out, but he's being picked apart right now, and he's taken down. Sound barrier from Chrono Angel is going to delay a lot of that damage from that purple though.
And the nano brig, terrifying.
Tons of damage, tons of healing coming out from that Brigitte right now. And we see a ton of players with 2 taken down just from the shatter alone from Jet, and a 3rd from the charge. Jet coming up big right now for Ult F4, looking very solid right now on that Reinhardt.
That was a huge shatter there, and I think this will let him stabilize a little bit. And we'll see what if they can hold, but Prodigious is holding on to 3 ults right now with the EMP grab. That's a tough combo right there to deal with.
And they don't have any defense support ults to really be able to handle this. Top needs to stay alive here. He's getting in an unnecessary duel here with O-Stories. He should just let this one go. Looks like he picked
Top They needed Top to fall back there and stay alive. They need him for this push.
He paid the price for his greed. Not only did he lose his own life, but he also gave O-Stories an EMP. That is a game. That could be a game-winning play there from O-Stories, drawing out that fight. Bandito taken down. They have 10 seconds right now, and a huge shatter comes out. Not able to really get a big connect, and O-Stories with that timely EMP. Another EMP from Top. He eats the Nano. Nano comes out.
Just beating him.
Just beating him up with that mace. That's 4 kills for Godspeed on the cart. Brigitte looking strong there. You know, I think the crucial key, the turning point there, and it looked like that last fight was going to go to Prodigious just based on ult economy alone, was that battle between Top and O-Stories.
I would have liked to see Top just fall back out of that, and he didn't need to take the fight there. He should have, you know, waited. They really needed that EMP to initiate that fight, and I think it could have went their way if they would have managed the EMP grab there.
There's a big thing that, you know, my coach says to us is just don't take unnecessary 1v1s. Because if you don't need to take it and you can win just a team fight with what you have, go win the team fight. You know, leave your ego at the door in a way. And I don't think it was necessarily an ego play, but that was obviously a clear mistake from Top trying to delay that. I mean, that took 20 seconds of the clock. You know, and the big thing right now is for Alt F4, all this talk aside,
they're on the verge of taking this whole championship.
They just need to take it to that shiny little rectangle there.
And you know what? We'll see what magic Prodigious can pull out. This will be their last stop in the tournament if they can't, you know, put a halt to Alt F4, see if they can figure something out here.
Prodigious has obviously looked incredible throughout the whole tournament here. Alt F4, however, they're looking to just close this thing out now. You got to imagine they're licking their chops. They got to be feeling really good after that defense. And right now they are coming out here on what I would imagine is just a Sombra Goats, but I can't imagine they're going to roll it. But then again, memes are funny. I like memes, so you know. So
and it looks like May is being run too for Prodigious. We'll see how effective, if they can be as effective with that May as Alt F4 was.
If you notice, they're running the ice fishing comp here. We'll see if ice fishing actually pans out for them. They're going to be looking for some big picks early on. Not able to get anything with that halt, so they're now going to be looking for the hook instead. Man, Bro Dude right now is on that May and is single-handedly holding off all of Alt F4 on the right side. We see the halt come out. The hook doesn't connect. I like this positioning from Prodigious. They're going to be forced to rotate through here. The wall does come out, try to mitigate, or try to split the Alt F4 apart a little bit here. The contest comes in for Prodigious as well to stop that point progress, and it looks like Prodigious is slowly but surely going to whittle them down here. Tons of damage. Good crossfire from Prodigious here, too. They have multiple high ground points covered.
Seems to be a specialty of theirs. They like taking those multiple positions up high and letting the other team come to them and just sit on the point and get picked apart from up top.
Speaking of Top, we've seen a really strong DPS performance from Top today. They've been looking really good. Ash is very strong. Obviously, we saw the Pharah earlier as well. We see the halt come out. The hook doesn't connect with anything. Looks like the range is just a little too short on that halt hook combo for them to be able to pull that off.
Ash like we're going to have a Bob for this fight, too. Top should be able to pick this up in a minute here.
You see the halt come out. Bob comes down to the point. Really good position there. They're going to be stopping the point progress right there. Bob is doing a lot of damage right now to Alt F4, pumping a ton of damage into Ghost Pants and Jet. Jet is taken down along with Daft and Godspeed. And it looks like Alt F4 again is going to need to reset here again without able to connect in any more point progress.
This Ash for Prodigious just sitting on the top there, just uncontested, shooting into him, throwing big dynamites. It was Top was putting out a ton of damage. Already back up to 54% to his ult.
And big credit has to go out to Bottom too as well, because they're letting Chrono Angel continue to just sit and boost Top, which is continuing to pour down tons of damage on Alt F4. There are no comp switches from Alt F4 either. Actually, pardon me, they did switch to a Genji. You know, I feel like if you're going to run the Genji here, you need to run a Winston with it. But then again, you know, we've seen Godspeed pop off on that Genji before, so it could happen again.
And I think they played it just to contest this Ash here is what it looks like.
Godspeed
This is going to be a tough fight for Alt F4 with 6 ults for Prodigious.
We see 3 of them come out right now with the Blizzard Bongos and the whole hog. Bandito is taken down as part of that whole hog, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Alt F4 is completely wiped out by that.
And the res comes in on that hog, getting right back up.
Godspeed still trying to charge up that blade and does. So we do see an EMP Nano Blade coming up here for Alt F4.
We do have the Nano Bob coming up for Prodigious. Always a classic move.
Mm-hmm. The EMP Nano Blade is a huge play here. It's definitely the win con Alt F4 has probably been shooting for since they made the switch. Alt F4 again looking to secure the championship of this tournament with this point take here. With this win here.
It's going to be tough for Alt F4 to find a good EMP target, just the way that Prodigious is playing.
There's the Nano Blade and the EMP. Godspeed takes out bottom and Bob comes in here, is not doing anything because he slept on the high ground. A play from Daft, completely taking Bob out of the fight.
That was great positioning for Bob, quickly shut down though.
It was an ideal play there from Alt F4, stopping him right in his tracks before he was able to do really any damage to the team. And it does look like Alt F4 is going to manage to hold on here. Point progression going, and it looks like Jet's just going to take a little nap.
That was a great hold for Prodigious there, forcing it to OT, giving Alt F4 the minimum of time. We'll see what they can do with it.
Both teams managed to hold each other to overtime here. It looks like we're just going to see if Alt F4 managed to push this just a little bit further. They're still on that Sombra Genji with the Ryan Zarya. They do have Shatter and a grab come, and Bandito is still on that Hammond here. I think that's not an ideal situation for them. You got to imagine they were going to want to try to switch off that.
And Top switched over to Sombra from that Ashe. We'll see what he can do with that. Working in these tight quarters now.
We see a hack on Juco and a shatter from Jet. The Nano comes in on Juco though to save him from that shatter and charge. And right now, slowly but surely, oh, actually, pardon me, Prodigious is being weakened a little bit, and the grab comes in from Ghost Pants. The shatter does come in here from Juco, but he's not able to follow up with it at all. And it does look like that Alt F4 is about to continue to push this cart, but the Wrecking Ball is still contesting. Ana isn't able to take out the Wrecking Ball on her own. Here comes the rest of the team.
Great play from Bandito to kind of negate a lot of those wins that Alt F4 had there.
Huge play from Bandito, and he gets out alive. That's what's amazing to me. They nano the Reinhardt. Reinhardt getting a huge amount of damage right now. And we see the EMP does come in from O Stories as well. Godspeed with the nano, or with the blade, takes out Juco and Bro Dude.
And that looks like it's going to be it. Alt F4 should be able to push this in for the win here, barring some miracle play.
We see bottom trying to get a last-minute contest here. Bandito does get to their 0.2 meters left. He is hacked out on the point. It looks like it's all over, and Alt F4 puts the close on this tournament and takes down the Ascension to Tranquility preseason tournament championship. Congratulations, Alt F4.
That was great games by both sides, I got to say. Like, you know, it might have been a 3-0, but I feel like Prodigious was in that the entire time. Mm-hmm. Alt F4 just looked like they had the coordination down that entire game.
We saw 2 tournament champions crowned today, both Careless Pandas earlier in the Harmony tier and Alt F4 taking down the Discord tier finals just here now a moment ago. So great work from both of those teams getting as far as they did in this tournament. And as a reminder for everyone, week 1 starts in exactly 2 days. As Comets and Vitamin C are going to duke it out on the official Tranquility Twitch channel. So be sure to tune in for the kickoff match for Tranquility Season 3 between, again, Comets and Vitamin C. And again, congratulations goes to Alt F4 here on an excellent tournament. What, if any single player stood out to you for Alt F4, who do you think that would be?
I got to give it to Jet. I feel like he was a big anchor for his team. They played around him pretty well, and he kind of put the team on his back at times, I feel like.
I have to agree. I think Jet definitely was the guy who stood out for me the whole match. Jet looked incredible, and Prodigious just didn't really have an answer for him. So honestly, considering, I think Jet kind of struggled against Eclipse, he came out with a vengeance tonight, and really put Alta 4 up on its back, and great coordination from Alta 4. They look to be a good team coming into the Discord tier tournament this season. So that being said, folks, as a reminder, we have the podcast tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern, and again the feature match again on Tuesday between Comets and Vitamin C at 8:30. Be sure to tune into both of those guys. We're really excited to bring you this content this season. So for Core and our awesome producer tonight, which is Juke, everybody shout out Juke, please. He did an amazing job tonight. For everyone here in the Tranquility community, we will see you again tomorrow.